And start from new businesses, new business. Training request of Police Chief Myers to attend the New York State Association of Chiefs of Police training conference for $1,000. And then training request of Steve Manos to attend New York State Code Enforcement Basic Training, June 13 to 15, June 27 to 29, and July 11 to 13, 2017, for $408.
And that'll complete, there's 4 sections of it. We approved that, one of them last week, and then these are the rest of them, so.
Great.
Good, good. He wants to really pursue this, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, he's taking it seriously. Good. And then we have the Wrecking the Commons request for the 23rd of September.
They do that every year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an annual thing. Yep.
And then we have a bike auction, June 10th,
Yeah,
2017.
I was approached by Pat Moore, and they want to raffle off all the bikes that we have down at the street department. Those are the ones that they, kids leave behind when they leave school and stuff like that, or, they get stolen and nobody claims them. And what they want to do is, they spend a lot of money to rehab that trolley, and they just want to reimburse the village for that money by auctioning those bicycles off. So I just wanted to...
It's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. We used to do that down here. We used to bring about a dozen bikes down here for the farmer's market on the weekend, and then they would just sell them at the farmer's market. But he's going to do one big raffle at the street department and see how many of them we can get rid of.
Right.
Now, has Brad given the approval now? Because I've gone before, and the bikes have to stay there, they said, what, 12, 18 months before?
Yeah, he knows about it.
All
He's
right, so
gonna
we'll have the
release-
right ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing
Good.
that.
Yeah, good bike.
Talk about the trolley. Is that the same thing?
No, yeah, the trolley, the reason I put that on here was, we got a request from the farm festival wanting to use the trolley during the farm festival. And I'm sure we're gonna be getting requests to use it since it's been rehabbed. And I think we have to come up with a procedure and who's gonna drive this thing and those things. You just can't stick anybody behind the wheel of the trolley.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be somebody, like him or something, So,
On that note,
Yeah.
actually, Pat Moore had contacted me a while back. He wanted to get together with you, myself, Kara, and maybe Tom to discuss kind of issues such as this. So I don't know if it's at maybe the next meeting, maybe we could sit down with him before a meeting or sometime, or get a time that we could, because he would like to discuss. I don't know if that would be more convenient before a meeting, have to come down to see.
That works for me.
yeah.
like maybe 6 o'clock. If I could, I'll give him a call, but I don't know if that would
Sure.
be something that, I'd have to give Tom a call too to see if he'd be available, but Pat was wanting to sit down and discuss those kind of issues.
I think, doesn't he want to transfer kind of
Yes.
responsibility to the
Yeah.
village of it, of the caretaking and whatnot, so, yeah.
And he just thought the recreation department would be the area to transfer it to, transfer those responsibilities. But,
We discussed it a little bit.
Yeah, we
about-
did.
Yes,
Yeah.
and probably is the best place
Uh-huh.
to go because that's why we use it for.
Right.
But you're right, you have to
Unless
come.
Festivals Fredonia wants to.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
Festivals Fredonia, or
yeah.
the Farm Festival wants to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk.
I
one
think it's a
year,
good
it
idea.
might have even been 2 years, we actually had hired a driver to drive it for $10 an hour.
Wade Weatherlow did it.
Mr. Salazzo was it Mr.
Yeah.
Salazzo who used it?
Well, a lot of those guys did it for free.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The one that I was thinking of, we hired Scott Wise, you might know him.
Oh, yeah,
Remember Scott?
yeah,
Yeah, we hired him a couple summers
okay.
to drive the thing, and we trained him.
And maybe when they, somebody requests the trolley, maybe they should pay the driver.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what you
So
have
we
to do,
know
because we
who
don't.
drives it.
Yeah, because we don't have anything in the budget for anything
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
So, that's a good point. We would
Things
need to
to
probably
consider.
charge a fee for,
Fee.
as long as that driver would have to be available.
Right, right, yeah. I mean, and we should be comfortable with whoever drives it, so,
Yeah. Because there is obviously liability to the village to
Sure.
just not have some random person driving the thing.
exactly. I don't know. Okay. And then my comments, which is like quite a few little things that I want to discuss. When I was at the banquet, the fire department banquet, I was sitting with Assemblyman Goodell, and we were talking, and he started talking about pins. Pins of the different places that he went to, and this is the pin of Dunkirk, and this is the pin of New York City, and this. And I kept thinking, Fredonia doesn't have a pin. I think we should have a pin. Really, I mean, I think we should have, and it's not the pin, the thing. I just wanted to, all of us, and the public, if we can involve them, to come up with a design, because the design we have right now, I understand it's very important because it represents the 5 initial gas wells. That's fine. It just doesn't look very well. It doesn't look very good. So, at least to my eye. So I was thinking maybe we should come up with a plan to replace that. And then we can have polo shirts, and then we can have T-shirts, and then we can have, yeah, something, to go, with the village.
With the logo.
Yes, something like that. So
Maybe they could incorporate that original
oh, by all means,
thing
yes.
into it.
Yes, that's fine. It's just in a little better design, and we can, we can.
Is that something we could get that youth group from Fredonia that come on board? That was working for the drugs, but I think is that something where we could get the school involved
Sure.
Yeah,
with design
yeah,
and stuff
sure.
like something that
I
might
think
be.
that's a great idea. I mean, as I said, I'm not even sure. I'm just floating ideas. Maybe we should have a contest. Maybe we should
Yeah.
have, to give them
A little
an idea.
incentive. Mm-hmm.
And summer is coming. I think we should have something like that. It's nice. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing, I'm giving you today, I just gave you this Fredonia, New York Strategic Urban Master Plan proposal. This is a lady, Miss Calster, from Jamestown. And she has been involved for years now, into planning and downtown planning and rehabilitation of old buildings and economic developments of downtown and some kind of grant writing. And she's doing an excellent job. I can send you some of the jobs that she sent me that she's been completing. So I asked her to give us a proposal as to a strategic master plan, which means there are many empty buildings, there are many empty lots in Fredonia. Maybe you should come up with a plan that says, in that place it's good to have this kind of business, and in that place it's good to have this kind of entertainment building or whatever. So she sent me the proposal. I'm giving it to you so you can take a look. And maybe next week we can discuss it. And I can forward to you other, like the kind of work that she does, so you can see as I said, the kind of work that she does.
That would be helpful. See some other.
Yeah, because we keep talking about having a master plan, and I think that's a good idea, because instead of going like door to door and small little place after small little place, we have, I think we have great opportunities, and we need some help. So there it is. Okay, that's the other thing. Next thing is I gave you a New York Main Street request for proposals, technical assistance, project funding. Nate Aldrich and I were talking, and Kara, actually, we're talking what the next step in a grant application should be for the village. And he suggested something that we had started discussing actually with Dave Tiffany last year, something that is called New York Main Street grant program. And this is what it is, what we're proposing to do now. This is a grant that the village will not have anything to do with except facilitating, because the money is going to be spent and refunded to individual business owners. So, but before you apply actually for the grant, these business owners have to be conducted, have to be informed, have to, come up with a plan. And this is a quite long and tedious and kind of difficult process. So Nate is proposing for us to put a grant application in for technical assistance. The state has about $200,000 for this kind of technical assistance, and they give it first come, first serve. So if we apply, we can get $20,000 from the state. The village has to pay $1,000, and this $21,000 is going towards a firm or usually a firm, not one person, that is going to go to do all the footwork. It's going to go to all the business, it's going to explain the grant, is going to see how many businesses actually are interested in proceeding some, applying for something like that, and take it from there. And I really think this, in combination with us revisiting the comprehensive plan and a master downtown strategic plan, it's a good combination altogether as to where we're going. So what I'm giving you is only the technical assistance funding. If you want to go through it this week, I would appreciate if we can do next week, if we can discuss it, and hopefully pass a resolution to proceed with this grant. This grant pays 75% to each individual business owner, and up to $15,000 for the sidewalk improvement in front of that specific business. So that's
It's really
that.
geared more toward getting input and feedback from business owners.
Yes,
About how
they-
they would be interested in proceeding and upgrading and whatnot, rather than it coming from us.
Yes, and this has to come from them.
Right. You
Because
know what, I didn't get a copy.
you didn't get
I thought I did, I don't have one. Do you have an extra?
Okay, there you go.
Thank you, I don't know what
You're
it was.
welcome.
Thank you.
Is the 15,000 for the sidewalks in front of the businesses in addition to the up to 20,000?
Yes.
Do you have another?
No, the 20,000 is only for the technical assistance,
Right.
only for us to hire somebody to go to all the businesses.
Well, that's the
and
20,000 for the technical assistance.
That's for the
but
technical
plus
assistance.
the 1,000 from the village.
The
But then
village
it
has to
says in
pay
here that,
1,000.
That they offer up to $200,000 for the whole project.
That's
And-
for the whole state of
Right.
New York, only for the technical assistance.
So there's a
that-
pot of
that's-
money.
There's a pot of money, $200,000 for the
Oh,
state
that's-
of New
okay,
York,
so that's-
only for technical assistance.
Okay.
So in other words, it's $20,000 grants for
Grants
that.
for,
If
ju-
you go
that's
for the
just the
20,000.
technical assistance
Yes.
portion. Okay.
And didn't he say that it's like, I think you mentioned this, that you can apply anytime. It's not like there's a
Anytime.
deadline. There's
Yes.
just that pot of money that can be
Yes.
dipped into
Yeah,
at any time.
The reason for us to apply as soon as possible is because that part of money might, exhausted, might be exhausted, so there's not going to be any money. You have to wait until next year,
Right.
and all that. And I mean, I think it's the village of Westfield got this grant lately. The city of Olean, I think, got it twice. It's a very well-known and pretty good plan because it's 75 to 25. I think it's a really good.
Is this the
Very
only
good
other
brand.
copy? Because I can wait. You can get me another copy. Is this the only other one you have?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. And then the next thing, I mean, anybody has to ask anything about that? Okay, we can discuss it next week, and Nate can be here to explain it a little better. But that's the general idea. Then I want to talk a little bit about the way we conduct our workshops and meetings. Because lately we're very lucky to have a lot of people coming, but at the same time, this back and forth can be a little chaotic. Not to mention that there are people, I think, that they don't get their chance to speak. So I'm thinking, and I want your input on that as well, that from now on, discussion between the trustees during the workshop is as it was. I'm just going to ask you, and I'm asking myself the same thing, to try to let the trustee and the other trustee finish whatever they have to say before we say something else, so we don't interrupt. But from the public, I want at the public portion of the workshop, I'm going to invite the people to say a statement, a question, a request in about 2 minutes maximum, to which is not going to be any kind of discussion. It's just going to be a statement that is going to be in our minutes, and we're going to address it at the proper time. So we can avoid the back and forth. Now, if anybody wants to have a discussion, they're more than welcome to make an appointment with anyone to discuss whatever they want to discuss. That's how I think it's going to be a little less chaotic than last time. And also at the workshop, what they can offer an opinion on should be the items we have on the agenda, either the workshop agenda or the meeting agenda. At the meeting, same rules. However, at the meeting everything is free, so they can offer anything and everything about any issues that they might have. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's a good
That's
idea.
good.
I think it's a great idea. Like you said, we're getting a lot more people, and when sometimes issues come up that make it so that it
Yes.
becomes too difficult, and it does get chaotic. So I think a controlled meeting makes more sense for everyone. So everyone
Yes,
has the opportunity to speak. It's
See,
great.
I'm interrupting.
That's what the purpose of the public portion is, that they can state a question or an issue that may be, and it's our job to sit and listen. We can address that after the public portion is because I agree, then it loses, we can lose control very fast that way.
Yes, and some people, are going to talk a little bit more, and some other people are going to feel like they are left out. That's not to say that I don't think a public discussion is a good thing, but we can do that in a public forum, which is a totally different way of a meeting. We can have a public forum if we need to discuss something, and then it can be the discussion. Then it can be a little more relaxed. But I think overall we should keep it in some rules, and that's what it is. Okay, and lastly, I want to address Doug again, how I can do that. It came to my attention that Mr. Essex stopped by James' place and left some water bottles there, along with a note. The note reads, Dear James Street resident, you know that. I just want to let you know that I am listening to your water concerns, and I will try to address your water issue in a timely manner as best as I can. Sincerely, Village of Fredonia Trustee. My issue here is that, first of all, the person who came to me thought that the village gave them a gift, that you were actually representing the village. and I had no idea as to what was going on. Mainly because, although she lives on that street, James Place, she has no problem with the water.
And we had no idea which residents have problems with water or not.
Yes, and I mean, that's a little bit of the problem. I just want to discuss it now. Maybe you can offer us, because here you say that you want to let them know that you're listening and that you will address the water issue. Can we address it now? It seems to me that you have another idea.
No. My point was that residents have had this issue for years and years, and I will try to help the process move forward with the entire board and yourself. This wasn't some kind of secret maneuver. This was a goodwill offer. I feel bad for those residents. They're paying a lot of high rates for water that's brown. This was nothing more than a goodwill, and I don't know where you're
I mean, Mr.
take
Nessa,
exception to this.
we all feel bad about it, but by taking this kind of initiative that we don't know anything about, it seems that you alone is the person who are very, I mean, we are addressing it already. Have you ever asked us what we're doing about it?
I know we have the engineering study in progress. I understand that.
It just, I mean, I felt a little bit, when they asked me, what's going on? Why are you giving us water? I said,
It wasn't
who's
us.
giving
It
you
was-
water?
I addressed
Yes,
it.
but that's how it came to me. I'm telling you that's how it came to me. From a person that has no problem with the water and thought that the village giving them free water.
Okay, you know what?
So,
I don't.
I mean,
We can discuss this some other time. I'm
we
not
don't
really
have to
sure this is
discuss
the
it.
forum to continually banter me on different subjects here. It was not meant in any kind of hostile or negative way. It was just, I'm trying to encourage the residents to be patient with us and to let the process go, but I can't imagine drinking brown water all the time, and I wish I could give them a truckload of water to drink or give them, water.
I understand that. We all have exactly, the same passion about it. Nobody wants to not do anything. And as I said, we are doing it. I'm just, I thought it was a little bit taking, there's too many eyes here, and not we. That's my problem. The board has the responsibility to do, to take the important decisions. And that's why I want to stress a little bit. At least you should tell us so we know. That's how I feel. And that's about, that's all I have, I think. Yes, that's all I said. So, anybody else has to?
I have something under old business, and it's kind of relates to this. I was rather surprised when I saw the front page of the paper today and found out that apparently I had sent a letter to
Yes.
yes.
I read that.
So, and I was, if you hadn't been here, I was going to call you so I could clarify what happened on that. Excuse me. If everybody remembers back in February, Kathy Tampio, who is the secretary for the Northern Water District and also up with the county legislator, had come and asked us, would we be willing to sign on that we would be able to, with that connection, and we could keep the key in the whole enchilada and turn on the water if they needed it. And at that time, we, having just seen it, we did not commit to anything at that point. Well, then the next thing we know, time went by, and as what often happens with the Northern Water District, they came just a few days before it actually had to get signed so that it could go into effect. And she said, well, are you ready? Have you thought any more? And we said, no, we really hadn't. So that was the way it was left. We get an email, and the email went to the mayor, the four of us who has the email and also to Rick St. George in regards, have you thought any more in regards to this, us being able to tap into the water connection? So I thought it was a courtesy, and it was just me. I was acting strictly on my own. A copy of the email that was sent to Kathy Tampio went to everybody else on here. And I just said that I did review the letter, and I remember the letter was around February 27th. And in regards to the request to join up, permission to do the connection, I stated that at this time I was not comfortable with that because we did not have an attorney on board that would have the best interest of the village in mind.
That is what you said.
And and that's all I said. I said, thank you, and signed it, Phyllis Jones, trustee. So it was, and then when I reread this again, I thought, well, maybe what happened is she took that email, took it to the meeting, and then it became a letter that I was representing. So I want that perfectly clear. At no time was I representing a decision of this board. That was just strictly my opinion that went to everybody.
And that's how it was written.
That's how it was written, that's
That's
how
how
I
I
took
mean,
it.
and that's how I thought he had written, but I was really very surprised when Don Stager
Mhm.
stated they received a letter from, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you. Thank you, yes. All right, anything else? Okay, I guess we can go into executive session. Yes.
Okay, I hereby make a motion to enter into an executive session as authorized by Section 105(1)(f) of the Public Officers Law to discuss the employment history of a particular person pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law.
A second.
Trustee Christina?
Yes.
Trustee Linden?
Aye.
Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Essek?
Yes.
Okay.